The zipper was too loud for midnight. In a house that had learned my breathing patterns, that sound didn't belong. I stood at the top of the staircase, barefoot, watching her through the half-open bedroom door. The lights were off. Only the hallway glow cut across the bed like a blade. She wasn't packing clothes. She was stacking cash. Neatly, precisely, rubber-banded bricks. $500,000. My dollars. And on the dresser, placed with almost tender care, was a passport. I didn't need to touch it to know it wasn't hers. The name read, Jennifer Walker. She paused when she sensed me. Not startled. Just calculating. "I didn't want to wake you," she said softly. "Of course you didn't, because you weren't planning to say goodbye." I stepped into the room. The air smelled like her perfume. The one she only wore on late client dinners. "That's a lot of cash for a business trip," I said. A flicker in her eyes. Gone in a second. "It's complicated." No, it was simple. She thought she was leaving with everything. She never noticed the black SUV parked 2 houses down. She never noticed my sister's car across the street. She never noticed that I'd already made my call to the FBI. And she certainly didn't expect that by dawn. The only thing she'd be carrying was handcuffs. It didn't start with the money. It started with a tone, a subtle shift in the way she looked at her phone, a softness that wasn't for me. I noticed the silence first, the way she'd step into another room to answer calls, the way her laughter changed, lower, private. I asked once, "Everything okay?" She smiled. Too quick. Work stress. Work didn't make women buy new lingerie. Work didn't explain hotel receipts in cities she never visited. And work certainly didn't require a fake identity. I didn't confront her. I observed. I learned the rhythm of her lies. Tuesdays were late meetings. Thursdays were networking events. Saturdays she claimed she needed space. Space. From the man who built her a life most people only see on postcards. Then came the second betrayal. My daughter-in-law. She called me a week before Thanksgiving. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." She shouted over the phone, laughing. I said only one word. "Enjoy." She thought I needed them. Thought I was a lonely old man clinging to family scraps. They didn't know about Switzerland. They didn't know about the villa overlooking Lake Geneva. They didn't know I had already transferred assets. Quietly, legally, strategically. My wife thought she was leaving me broke. My family thought I was irrelevant. Everyone underestimated the man who never raises his voice. I hired no flashy private investigator. I didn't need one. I have systems. I began with bank logs. Small transfers at first. 10,000 here, 15 there. Routed through shell accounts she assumed I never checked. I let them go. Then phone records. A number saved under Elena Pilates. It belonged to a man, married, under federal investigation for financial fraud. I didn't confront her. I invited him to dinner instead. She nearly dropped her glass when I mentioned his name casually over steak. "Oh, Elena speaks highly of you," I said. He didn't correct me. Neither did she. The silence at that table was worth more than $500,000. I watched how their knees shifted under the table, how they avoided eye contact. Guilt has weight. It bends posture. Then I contacted my sister. She works in federal law enforcement. Not emotional, not dramatic, efficient. I gave her documents, transfers, fake passport application records. The name Jennifer Walker, the man she was planning to disappear with, already on the radar. They weren't just having an affair. They were preparing to flee the country with laundered money. My money, our shared accounts. She thought she was stealing from a distracted husband. She was stepping into a federal trap. And I let her. I even added the final temptation. $500,000 in liquid cash, withdrawn by me, left in the safe. I changed nothing else. I waited. Midnight. Suitcase open. Cash stacked. Passport ready. When she saw the flashing lights outside, she froze, just for a second. Then she looked at me. "You did this." No hysteria. Just disbelief. The doorbell rang. 3 firm knocks. My sister entered first. Calm, professional, badge visible. Behind her, 2 federal agents. They read her rights while she stared at me like I had become a stranger. "I was going to tell you," she whispered. "No, you were going to leave me sleeping." She looked at the money on the bed. "At least let me explain." I handed her a folder. Copies of transfers, phone records, the passport application, and the villa. I added quietly. Her brows furrowed. I was going to give you half, I said. If you had just been faithful. Her face changed then. Not fear of prison, fear of what she lost. As they escorted her out, she broke. You ruined everything. No, I revealed everything. The next morning, I sent photos to the family group chat. The villa in Switzerland. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the lake. Polished marble. Private dock. Snow-capped mountains beyond. No caption. Just images. My phone rang 71 times. My daughter-in-law first. Her tone had changed. We didn't know. Of course you didn't. You never asked. I didn't answer any of them. Instead, I wired the remaining funds to a trust. Locked. Irreversible. My wife's accomplice was arrested the same week. Fraud charges, conspiracy, attempted international flight. She thought she was escaping into luxury. She was stepping into a cell. And the most painful part for her? She now knew the life she could have had. Shared. Warm. Secure. All she had to do was remain loyal. I flew to Switzerland alone. The air there is different. Cleaner. Honest. No whispers in hallways. No secret phone calls. Just silence. I stood on the balcony overlooking the water and felt nothing. Not grief. Not anger. Just clarity. Betrayal doesn't destroy you. It exposes who deserves access. She wanted to be Jennifer Walker. Someone new. Untouchable. Now she's inmate number assigned by the state. My phone still rings sometimes. Apologies, regret, excuses. I let it. Because silence is more powerful than revenge. In the end, I didn't crush her with rage. I crushed her with truth. And I walked away carrying something she'll never escape. The knowledge that she traded a kingdom for a lie.